with Shell, and she is actually working with me on the path to achieve spiritual mastery over the material world. And she graciously agreed to she accepted my invitation to talk to today about something very private, very special. So if anybody thinks that she went off the deep end, so to speak, well, keep your opinion to yourself, because we're going to talk about the topic that is very super popular, is very, very actually widely discussed. However, when it's nice for people to hear everybody else's stories, but when they're asked to share their stories, oh, it's personal, right? It's sacred, and I totally understand that. One day I will share my story too about being generally how beliefs are sacred to me, and so that's why we're here. I am really, really grateful that Shelly agreed to pop up here for a few minutes because she's busy. She needs to go and do her work, but she's here. Okay, so previously we were talking about the importance of bridging two worlds together, the physical, material, and the spiritual world. But how do we start? So it is my professional opinion that we start with a belief, because many people still do not believe. I have no idea how, because the world is waking up and many already believe. But so we're going to prove very little example, but very powerful, with a powerful example. We're going to prove that the afterlife exists. So afterlife is a part of the spiritual world. This is not the only one. We don't really deal with it all the time, but I would like to bring attention to it because it exists, and it's very, very important. And so that's why, and how we communicate with that part of our existence. So Shelly here will tell us her story. So what happened was, a few months ago, my mom passed away. And with all my spiritual beliefs, it was a very traumatic experience, no matter how much I know, no matter how much I deal with death as well in a spiritual way. And Shelley's grandfather died after, like, very close to my mom's death. So our events coincided together. So they were very close in time. So later on, I don't know if today, it depends how long it will take, or next time I will share my story. But right now, Shelley's sharing her story, how her grandfather, when he passed away, because they were close with each other, right? You were close. And afterwards, he gave Shelley a message. And that's what I want you to focus on. Not that, oh, it's spooky, weird, which is ridiculous in my opinion, but on the message and how it helps Shelley deal with the passing. So Shelley, your story. And I might interrupt to give a teaching point. So it's usual with me, but go ahead.
Okay. So when Irina's mom passed away, Irina shared some signs that she got, and she mentioned to me, "You should ask for a sign that your grandpa basically got to the light where he needed to be." Okay. So I I asked for a sign. I asked God, just show me a sign that grandpa is where he needs to be. And I didn't really know what to expect. And one morning I went to the fridge, I got out 3 cuties, and I always look for a sticker and then peel them. So I had 2 little girls sitting at the counter. I peeled the cuties and gave them their cuties, and then I took the third one. I said, "This one's mine." And I go to peel it, and it has a sticker on it. And the
So hold
sticker,
on, hold on. I'll interrupt because it's very interesting. So you did not you did not choose specifically the tangerine. You just grabbed whatever you had out of bunch of them in the fridge, and you gave 2 of them first to your little girls, and then you just grabbed the last one because you're the great mother of 5, by the way. And the last tangerine was yours. Oh, I got chills right
yeah,
now. So we're
yeah.
already going in
I
the right
think I
direction.
even I even said that to myself. This one's mine. And that was significant saying that. So then I go to peel it, but this one had a sticker. And I look at the sticker and it says grandpa. And
So
it
you're
has,
saying there were no other stickers on those little girls'
nope,
tangerines, right?
nope, they didn't have a sticker.
Hmm.
The sticker said grandpa. It was a little orange with wings and a halo. And I immediately knew what it was. I just stared at it. And then I went to the fridge and I looked through all of the oranges, no stickers. That was the only one with a sticker, and it was mine. And it said grandpa. And this is it. It was such a simple little sign.
Well, you're forgetting. You said the sticker said, and I saw. I have a picture, by the way. It's documented. So it was Grandpa Angel.
Yeah, an angel,
Oh, you saw it.
halo,
Okay.
a halo and
Grandpa.
wings.
Yeah.
Um, so I knew that was my sign.
Yeah, very simple. So the mark of divine is simple yet profound, I always say. And here is the little small story. Shelley could have gone unnoticed. It could have gone unnoticed by Shelley, right? Because it was so regular experience, just getting the tangerines, giving tangerines to the kids, and so forth. But look how much significance we found in the story, right? Because, and what's the main point? So we believe that grandpa communicated with Shelley. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did he want to share? What did you want to tell you? What was the message for you?
um, that he was where he needed to be.
Right, because you did
Yeah,
ask for it, right? So first you ask a specific question, and grandpa angel means I'm an angel, meaning an angel meaning a part, he became a part of the spirit world, not of the physical world anymore, right? And the last question, how did it make you feel?
really good. A lot of love.
Right. So we could say, let's just not notice it. It's just luck or coincidence, whatever it is. But to us, we celebrate every occurrence like that, because the more you celebrate miracles, the more miracles will happen in your life. And to me, that's the moment when we say, I am in awe. Because were you in awe when you saw it? You got the message, you felt good?
Yeah, yeah. I had no idea what to expect. How do you get a message from the afterlife?
And
And
it's interesting how they always know how to find the right thing that will be significant to you, and you will understand it,
mhm.
right?
Yep, yeah, it was
So
amazing.
this story stayed with you, and this story stayed with me too, because I was so excited for you, Shelley. It was a time when it was hard. It was, you were grieving, and to get a message like this, uplifting, very simple message from the afterlife, I think that's a pretty good
Yeah,
thing to say. Like,
and
it's a miracle.
no signs after that. That was it. And that's all I needed. I got my answer. I haven't really thought about it since until you asked me to share it. And yesterday was Grandpa's birthday. So it was really fitting. I'm like, oh, this little sign, this little insignificant cutie that meant so much to me. And you wanted me to share it right around his birthday. And it just gave it more significance.
It's super significant, because we know I'm so excited right now here, because I mean, seriously, I didn't know it. You didn't tell me about it. And I just, out of the blue, decided to ask you to say, because I could share your story, but I wanted you to share it yourself. And we're celebrating his presence, or his life, basically, because that was his birthday here on earth, and we're right now in loving memory. This is in loving memory of your grandpa. What a beautiful way to celebrate. And it's not orchestrated, it's not planned. It was all out of the blue, very quick decision. You agreed to it, and here we are. So right now, a miracle happened in front of your eyes. And I hope you will see it as a miracle, because it sure is. Thank you, Shelley. And
Thank
you
you.
can go now. I know you have to go, so I think I already kept you longer than promised. So,
It's good.
bye, Shelley.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
And bye. And I am going to share my story next time because I want to keep our my live streams shorter. So because everybody's busy and it's been going, and I just want to say that little steps towards faith, real faith, because people have faith on a mental level. You can say, oh yes, I am faithful, or I believe in all this, but when push comes to shove, and I always say, well, what do you choose? Fear and maybe anger or whatever, or really the real communication, real, you address spiritual world as well. And so that's why the main thing for today's live stream is to show that, and I know there are so many people who have those experience and they just don't share because they're afraid that people and relatives and friends will think they went off the deep end. Like Julie and the Phantoms, Julie said in Julie and the Phantom series, if you watch Netflix series Julie and the Phantoms, she was dealing with three ghosts. It's a great series, highly recommended, beautiful songs, beautiful acting, everything was so great about it. But she said, not but she said in the middle of it, people will think I went off the deep end because she's talking to ghosts and nobody else could see them, only she could see. Well, I don't know if it's whatever that story is. I don't claim it was true, but in our example, this in a small little tiny episode or small message was so significant. And for us, for me and my clients, we don't just talk about interesting subjects. We don't just discuss theory. We apply it practically, because to me spiritual mastery means practical application. It has to make your life easier, better, improved, and happier, more joyful, will give you more money. So this is not just fly in the sky, meditate at night, and nothing happens because you did not apply it into the material. And so in this case, how did it improve Shelley's life? Well, you heard her story. It gave you a solace at the time of grieving. It gave her confirmation that grandpa made it on the other side and he's fine. So he didn't stop existing. He didn't really die because the soul is immortal. We will talk about it later in my live streams. And so it gave her comfort. This is a practical application, and it improved Shelley's life at that moment. And when we do it constantly on a regular basis, not the communication, I don't talk about that, but we use spiritual tools and principles and knowledge and all our practice into the material. Guess what? Miracle after miracle after miracle, you start living in awe. And that's what my client experience gradually when they start noticing all this and things start happening. Guess what? Now we have a principle. We say, I am in awe, and I will keep repeating it because that's the point. Okay, so next time, so I at some point in few live streams, I am going to share my own story. I believe it was a small again story, but it was so significant and incredible that I am planning to share it. I also have plans to invite a very trained, very actually prominent medium who will give us more stories and personal encounters with the other side as well. And so these live streams are not only about communication with the afterlife. This is just a small part of the spiritual mastery of the material world, but we do have to touch it as the first step to really believe, not on a mental level, but deep in on a feeling level, believing that yes, There is higher power, there is existence outside the physical reality, and we do have the right, we do have responsibility, we do have obligation, and just fun to communicate with the other side. I don't say obligation to communicate exactly with the afterlife, but later on it's about the divine. So I'm leading you to some higher purpose, higher level of even spirit world. So but we start where we start. And so that's why we will be talking about it more. So tomorrow, the next time, you will hear from one of my very long-term clients who has also been on a journey home. That's how we call my all my spiritual work, journey home, in a journey home to freedom and power. And it's the outcome of it is the achieving spiritual mastery over the material world and some more stuff. And so she's going to talk about how she demonstrated the mastery. So I'm teaching, yes, but these are the real examples. So her example will be about how she there will be two interviews. One is tomorrow, and the next one will be in a day. And the first one will be about very life-threatening, dangerous car accident and what happened. And then the next one will be the aftermath and also what happened. Both times there are two separate stories, but the same on the same umbrella of the car accident and dealing with it, and how she actually again demonstrated the spiritual mastery over the material world, because she behaved, she thought, she felt very different from what usually people feel in a very stressful, very dangerous situation like that. So we're looking at the very opposite way of dealing with it. It's the expanded consciousness and spiritual knowledge, spiritual healing insight that was done before, that enable her to do this. So make sure to tune in. Make sure to watch the live stream tomorrow. And of course, today was a great experience, great story with Shelley. So we will continue with that. Thank you so much. And remember, when you serve the divine, money serves you. Bye for now.